and realm of Yangs, as we can see a replay. Who's going to go down? It might be the reason why EWG had scattered off to the sides of the mini-map, because TXJ is looking for the double grab and he's found it. Down goes one immediately, and he's able to find a second onto Dong Yu, who's going to now immediately be pulled out of position, has to go for the Yushan transformation. The Ballista has actually come into play, as it looked like one of those players from EWG had actually backed off after the Monk transformation to be able to go pick it up, as we move from one Ballista to another Ballista tower. And you know my motto, Jake, Ballista is always good for one, unless you're fighting at the base of the tower, which is exactly what all of these players are now having to do, so they don't get sniped out of that Ballista being in control. DRG Wuchen teleporting out before a grab can come through from J-Team, who are immediately going to start to try and hunt them down from where that Wuchen had teleported away to, as KLA taking a fight against EWG. KLA going to be able to drop the Bane's Breath as well as the Viper ultimate. V2 shorter stagger but silence, so that they're not able to use the Yushan ultimate to be able to iframe through it, and now they're stuck taking a fight in a Bane's Breath, which is such an advantage for KLA. They've been able to find one. They can use the Bane's Breath to stop any third-party potential. However, CXZ might see Xiao Liu and tries to hunt the Kurumi down. Xiao Liu just using that Kurumi tether and umbrella to be able to teleport without having to worry about being grapple cancelled, to provide a little bit more distance so he can potentially run KLA into a different team. But it looks like he's running too far away from where the fight's actually going on. As back over, we're going to see J-Team ZK trying to find the revive onto YSJ, but he gets hit by the Tesser ultimate and staggered out of being able to use it. The V1 enchanting the Kurumi. DRG just charging up the longsword, and there's absolutely nothing that ZK can do but take his hands off the keyboard and wait out for the next lobby.
Yeah, looks like they're going to keep that pressure up onto KKX and look to finish him up. Sansi still got the shielding, still got the survivability, as out they go. J-Team do still have their revives, though. They haven't had a scrap until now, so we'll be able to go off and reposition. But DRG, they are killing it today. A 7-kill game after that 14-kill game, 13-kill game. They are just absolutely having an amazing time. And J-Team losing out on that early now means, again, just before the Mora's Blessings, before the Roma Yangs come up, they have to then go re-loot up, and it means getting into those circles is so much harder. GG, though, they're going to shut DRG down. I think they're a bit fed up. They want to take these guys out and make sure that they can climb up and reclaim their spot at the top, as DRG Sansi trying to step forward here. Now, Snare coming in from LXM on the Viper will be able to connect them, but the quick Wuchen ports out. GG. Don't really know exactly where that was. I think they lost their positioning on them, but they have, I think, just retracked them and figured out exactly where DRG are. DRG will scout out GG as they're coming into the area. Corki takes himself a cheeky bow shot here from Miskir. Miskir also connecting a second one as well. Corki on the run. Looks like they're just going to be playing the runaway game as Wuxin gets some damage down. Miskir throws the ultimate out here on the Yoto, trying to connect onto the GG members, and this time it's going to be GG porting away to safety.
Stanley, that was so cheeky. Oh my goodness, the bait play. Did you see when they're able to break behind that building, the two other players from DRG go forward and Sansi actually hugs the wall so that GG go directly over him, so that when the fight happens, they have the Tessa behind GG, so the V1 tethers onto every single player of GG, and they're forced to cancel out of the Yodo ultimate and Wuchen teleport before the Tessa V1 cancels the Yodo ultimate through that avenue. So smart from DRG.
Really, really smart. But now we are into the Mora's, not the Mora's Blessings, into the Roma Yangs. WBG, we're going toe-to-toe with FPX here. Can see Water's got a legendary Soul Jade already, so that's a pretty nice find already in this early stage of the game. Golden Weapon, though, onto WBG from that Mora's Blessing at the beginning. We'll be looking for the grabs onto the FPX members. FPX just playing dodge away from Sleepwalker, but Sleepwalker still looking to connect. It's going to come slamming in, trying to find PP, but hasn't been able to really find much. Finally gets a grab onto Dongqing as WBG's Jing. Golden Weapon just going to be doing some serious damage on the Yuishin transform here, doing so much work to Zhao, whose health bar, as Dongqing also getting hit up here, loses a lot of HP, slammed down, is able to survive thanks to some of that survivability from the Zeep, just keeping them up and alive. This is getting really low health bars here for FPX. Starting to find if they can get the turnaround now that the transforms are worn off. This is FPX's moment to turn around onto WBG. Jing loses a fair amount of HP here. Does find himself getting caught out by the staff. A lot of work coming in from FPX on that front as Sleepwalker pops the bell, gets the counter off onto Dongqing and finishes him up. FPX, it's gone bad. It's gone worse. Now they've got to make the 1 versus 3, sorry, go in their favor. Xiaohu, though, he's too low. There's no way he's going to be able to survive this one. WBG, they take the Realm of Yang.
Transformer composition comes out on top of Sand Siphon, and we'll talk about why in just a second, because it's another fight going down on Frozen Lake. XCG going up against OUG. SS coming with a huge parry and riposte off of that pole sword, immediately going to be chunking through these players and forcing that Vermilion Bird's Might to expire early. And this should allow us a little bit of downtime. Nope, because FPX are respawning directly into a fight against Alliance. I mean, this is good for the team. They're going to be able to take a fight incredibly quickly, so they can try and lock down those players and cleanse the soul depletion as quickly as possible. Unfortunately for them, they are going to be going up against another Transformer team, and you can see Lin already in that transformation trying to just parkour over the cliffside to be able to still have some say, still have some pressure with the potential for the grabs as the rest of his teammates move into a forward position and try and chase FPX into the open so that Lin's able to grab them out. But you can see that he's actually having to use a jump and a lot of that monk uptime to be able to avoid all of the pressure coming through from Dongqing, who's charging up the Dragon Slayers on that spear, continuing to take advantage of the Takeda stagger from that ultimate. Lucky coming in, however, with the launcher, trying to lock into the Hector, but it's Dongqing who's just continuing. He charges up again. He throws the Dragon Slayer out, and Lucky's able to find the counter inside the Karumi ultimate, and Dongqing is forced to reposition. And that little mishap, that little bit of overconfidence, Jake, means that they lose him, and as a result do not have the players alive to be able to peel the rest of the aggression coming through from Alliance, as it does look like XCG are going to be showing up a little bit late for the third party, but the kills have already been claimed and Alliance have already repositioned. So now we can circle back to talk about the Realm of Yang and how a Transformers team was finally able to defeat a Sand Siphon composition, a composition which has been engineered specifically to be so inconvenient for these monk players to be able to deal with, and a lot of it comes down to breaking the traditional cycling of the ultimates, because they go for the double ult. They go for both the Yushan and the Monk ultimate at the same time, and just to be able to alleviate the pressure from the Decatur ultimate, but also to harass the Zip into throwing the V2 out so that they don't have to worry about being able to confirm the kills. You're going to see here as well, Alliance's Lin able to find one grab onto KLAC. XZ immediately dipping back into the whoosh and wind walls, tap dodging past the grab, so the Viper ultimate is not going to be cancelled. That's nasty. The V2, that's the silence, so Lin's not able to frame cancel out of the transformation to dodge out of the ultimate, and then KLA even throwing in the Wuchen ultimate so they can just iframe a little bit longer of the transformation before it's burnt out from the Monk, and they can finally finish him off. What a smart play from a team that we don't really see with a composition going inside the Realm of Yang.
Yeah, no, that was so well played, actually. Able to get the 3-man stun down and just obliterate the team. When Monk doesn't have a team, he is useless. That hero really needs a team to be at their back. Otherwise, you know, without the support system, it's just a big meaty target to hit, nice and easy to take out and easy to tap dodge. KLA pretty geared up now off the back of all of this. Very set up. Just you, the only player who is looking for an armor upgrade at this point. Obviously, EWG not going to really be worth, well, going to be worth the kills, but not going to be worth it for the upgrades, because 2 of their players are currently rocking gray armor, so incredibly squishy, very easy to pick up. KLA just going to look for these 3 points at this point. They know they're going to be worth it, as the Jalue gets some damage off onto CXZ, but Jalue finished up nice and easy. And it actually looks like EWG just ran into the zone and just realized they don't want to give any points over at all. So they have just pieced out. Wait, where are they? I actually can't see them at all on my screen now.
Don't you still alive? He's about to run to Corky, because DOG still have a couple of players that are literally just scanning out.
Oh no!
So what all of these teams have seen is that one person just died to corruption damage, which is actually Alliance. Alliance were able to pick up a couple of cleanses, I think. put one person into the zone to die from the corruption to artificially cleanse the Yang depletion, and then brought them back with a rebuff charm. And now the hunt is on for all of these teams where they're trying to scout out which part of the zone that player died to. It's why you're going to see all of these teams just scurrying along all of the edges of the zone, trying to pick apart a team that just had to use a soul altar, and as a result, one of their players is going to be incredibly behind in terms of that loot. But it does mean that not a lot of people are actually in position to be able to challenge the second spawning of the Realm of Yang. WBG might get this for free, as J-Team, unfortunately, having lost that fight around Ballista Base, not being able to really recover. KKX already down, so no Yushin ultimate to be able to peel all of the aggression away or even intercept a chase. ZK forced to use the Kurumi ultimate to buy themselves a little bit of healing inside the zone. As DRG have been able to hunt down EWG, but they're not actually able to claim the kill. Yuran does die to zone tick damage, and Sans is not going to be happy about that. Might be happy if he's able to find ZK, however.
It's going to be so hard to catch on to ZK. ZK able to break away to safety. Santi low HP here. Almost dies to the tick. In fact, J-Team, if they turned around and hit him with the bow, they probably could have finished him up there. But Santi getting chased down by KLA now. J-Team are able to make a breakaway to safety, though, at least for now. But KLA have found YSJ, and he's going to go for the transform. Just going to use this as a extra health bar. Has the quick jump, but it's easy to track the monk, and you can see exactly where he is. So, oh, J-Team, this has definitely been a rough start to the second game. They did at least have a good first game, but because of their positioning in the overall standings, they needed more than just this game to be good. They needed multiple good games, and as you can see, YSJ very low on the resource department, so he's just looking to avoid getting caught here, and may actually just let's try and go down to the zone and not give a kill over to KLA. I think he'd rather not give it to DRG, because DRG are consistently going for the grief onto J-Team today again.
Well, you don't want to give it to DRG for not just that reason, but also for the reason that they've currently got 8 kills in this game, Jake.
Yes, they are currently leading the charge. Although, actually, KLA are leading the charge with 11 kills. So, KLA are pretty well set up, and J-Team able to get ZK away.
Oh, no, I think KLA saw the Kurumi umbrella.
Ah, that is so sad. ZK, run! He's on the run. I don't even think J-Team have any money, is the problem. So, they're not even going to be able to get the rebirth charms off. I think this is just
It's not money you need right now, it's grapples. Okay, he's got 12.
Well.
No, he's got 32!
32!
Well, yeah, he's not going to be running out of those anytime soon. He's going to hop himself into one of those bushes, crouch in the hopes that Yu's going to run right past him. Yu's deciding, okay, it's too risky. Oh, no, he's just going to go check all of the purple bushes. This is actually really smart from ZK. He's run himself into an area where there are so many purple bushes, and it's more detrimental for KLA to try and stick around, because if they have one person scouting through all of the purple bushes, chances are another team's going to roll up behind them, and they need that Wu Chen to be around to be able to use that teleport if they need to get out of dodge fast. And there it is, WBG already pressuring out KLA on a different front entirely, trying to take this fight. Sleepwalker with the transformation has to be wary, however. He is going up against the composition, which has been engineered specifically to counter everything Transformer stands for. They cannot get rubber banded. They cannot be baited into throwing ultimate early for KLA to disengage and then come back in for a second chance.
Yeah, exactly. That is that's why I like this meta, because Monk is countered. It's finally dealt with. As GG just gatekeeping 28H is carrying to make sure that Alliance can't pick that team player up and will be down a player for the rest of the game. It's GG and TE in the area, all looking to reclaim their spot at the top of the table after an amazing game 1 from DRG, and game 2 also going very, very well for them. We do now see KLA finding themselves here in a fight. They port out because that was getting no again! How many times do we have this?
You know, it's so strange. It's so strange that we've seen... If I had a nickel, or I guess a rift coin, for the amount of times I've seen a team Wu Chen put into a phony roller, I'd have 2. It's strange that it's happened so many times, and it's also strange, Jake, that every single time it's happened, it's been you and me on the casting desk.
What? Don't do it! Just stop!
Well, they had to.
Luckily that time, they didn't get themselves taken out for it. They just were unable to pick their teammate up because they got staggered on the pickup. But
yeah. That's exactly why they had to, because they'd used an ultimate, and crucially, WBG hadn't. They were able to find the kill while still holding on to the transformation, the Sleepwalker. Yes. So KLA had no choice but to go, okay, this fight's not going to go our way. We're going to teleport out. We're going to get third party because the fight's gone on too long. We know they've still got ultimates. We're not going to be able to rubber band back in. We just need to disengage now. As Alliance's Luck is probably thinking the exact same thing. He's going to use the ultimate and teleport back into it to be able to knock back GG and try and keep them in the zone for as long as possible. So maybe he's able to find a kill with the aid of that corruption tick damage and sustainability. But it is not to be. Lucky does go down. Did GG pick up the Hepta? I don't know if they stuck around long enough to get it from his body.
I don't think they actually had an interest in picking it up, interestingly. Because they definitely could have, but it looks like they saw it even go down, so they knew it was there, but looks to me
well,
like
they're not running the Takeda.
Yeah.
Like, if you're running Takeda, you want Heptas to be able to play off of stagger setup from your ultimate. However, if you're running something like the Yodo, you don't really care about specific weapon identity. It's much more about using your ultimate to be able to burst through and the F3 to be able to peel a lot of the aggression and save your teammates. As OUG's SS doesn't care about Hepta. He's got Merciless Havoc. He is more than happy with the Soul Jade setup that he has, because look at the amount of spacing that it immediately clears in a fight. The second that one cycle of Merciless Havoc comes out, everyone just dodges and runs away because no one wants to get caught up into it. And there isn't really a direct way of being able to counter it, short of just charging up a Dragon Slayer's on the spear and clanking against it before it's able to fully charge up.
Well, we do see Dongqing go down there. DRG putting another kill under their belt. OUG and TE right now fighting for this Mora's Blessing, and Xin Yu just loses so much HP. Oh, that was a lot. Is able to get behind the building and heal back up, but this Mora's Blessing not picked up by anybody at this point. It's TE with the cannon just going to be keeping that fire up and making sure that if OUG or any other team wants to go on that Mora's Blessing, they're going to pay a hefty price to do so. And OUG, they do not have a team that is really that good at taking the Mora's Blessing, so they are just going to back off and let the Monk team go for it, which is a bit of a detriment for everyone because no one really wants Monk getting golden armor. Luckily, there's a Blood Ripper in there, so not the best like weapon to be using, but it still gives, you know,
it's still legendary
transformation.
It is still legendary, so like you said, you'll have it in the back pocket, and then just as you're about to ult up, you'll swap over to it so that it scales. If you remember to swap into it. In my early days of Naraka, whenever I was playing Monk, I always forgot to to cycle back, and I was like, oh, perfect, I've got a lovely purple weapon nice and early off of the game. My transformation is going to be so brutal, and I'm like, why am I doing just tiny chunks of damage? I'm like, oh, it's because I've still got my Grey Dagger equipped. Oops the daisies. As it does look like T is going to be using that tune out to just keep the health replenished for as long as possible. I don't know. It looks like actually OUG were able to pick up the Mora's Blessing because SS was able to roll up and grab that legendary armor, which is huge. Like you said, not only do you deprive the Transformer composition of being able to scale up into legendary levels on the ultimate, but your Viper needs to be tanky to be able to survive the charge-up duration of the ultimate, especially because if you actually look at the icon, SS is running the V1 rather than the V2. The V2 having a shorter stun duration, yes. However, it applies a silence on the charge up as opposed to the V1, which has a longer stun duration on the ult activation, but unfortunately does not silence when the Tether is charging, and the Viper becomes a lot more vulnerable as Lin outside of that ultimate is going to be easy pickings for GG to be able to finish off the kill. Only had to worry about it being potentially sniped out by other teams in the area like TE and DRG, as GG, with a bounty on their heads, are going to be able to pick up their third kill. And crucially for them this time, they've got the purple armor. They've been able to scale up to keep the pace with everyone else in the lobby. TE are the blueberries currently. They've got 2 lots of blue armor, VV and LYD, both having the uncomfortable position of being a player that isn't a monk in a transformer composition where everything is funneled to that TN highest OUG. There's no way they get a second. There's no way they get a second.
They just got gold armor onto their Yoto, who's, you know, the next priority target for good armor, because Yoto, while she's in the air, pretty easy to hit, so it makes them a little bit more tanky. They just getting away with murder. They're doing an FBX. FBX are out of the lobby, so OUG just fill their boots and take away the good gear and get the free Mora's blessings. They're going to be very, very stats coming into this final circle, and OUG, they need it because they've only got 4 kills for themselves right now, so a relatively chill game. ZK! No way! LYD missed! There is no way that he just pulled that.
Yep.
I'm sure ZK that's got to be the most tense he's ever felt in his life.
Oh, it's a TXJ player cam. For a second, I thought it was ZK. Yeah, I mean,
single bead of sweat runs down his forehead.
Yeah, that is edge of the seat stuff. Edge of the seat stuff coming for. You can still see ZK inside that purple bush. He's not going to be able to move. There are too many players. If they see him run, he's not going to be able to break into another purple bush afterwards without someone picking him up. He's got, oh, I think he's having to reposition. OUG rolled up. OUG checked the purple bush. ZK is in full rotation mode and hoping that he's going to be able to bait OUG into running into XCG, because remember, he is the lone surviving player for J-Team. He is a Karumi. If he can run this team into another Transformer composition, he's going to be able to disappear, as we are going to see OUG. They did pick up the Blood Rippers. There it is. The Rattlesnake of Destiny starts to charge on up. The Pizza Slice of Doom. No one wanting to be on the low ground. As a result, TE immediately repositioning with their grapple so they don't get swept up into the purple focus and pushed into the corruption tick damage, carried away on an absolute tsunami of pain. It looks like OUG have been able to potentially pick up what? No, TE have been able to fully reposition themselves onto the high ground, safely out of the way of OUG. But my goodness, that Blood Ripper, keep an eye on it. The closer that all of these players are pushed into it, the more value it's going to be able to find, as so many players are still alive. This zone is going to start to push so much more aggression out of everyone as they fight to keep themselves safe. Different levels too, Jake. There's the verticality that we were talking about. These monks are not going to have a fun time, especially since the cannon shots, Flamer, and Yoda ultimates can go through all of the floorboards and affect the players below and above. So it's going to be such a gamble on where it's safe to be. And well, we got the answer to one of those questions. It's not safe to be around XCG. LXM goes down, swept up by the cavalry bloom, carried away by his team. GG going to invest the Wuchen ultimate to be able to carry his body out and try and find the revivers. VVV misses the pulse on swing on the interruption. Okay.
That is a shame there, but OUG actually took out ZK in the kill feed. They did find him and chase him off, and yeah, this is why you don't play Monk on the Holoroth. There's too much verticality, and at the top of the tower, TXJ knocks Sleepwalker in, and Sleepwalker knocks TXJ into the zone as well. They're able to hold up fast, but TXJ slowly but surely getting knocked down onto that lower ground, onto the mid-tier of this building. Does find himself a grab onto LXH, does get the slam as well. Can he find the re-grab? Nope, someone else does, stealing that one away as TXJ goes for the longest slam down to reposition. Health bar does lose a lot though to the zone. There's a fight for the high ground between all of these monks is breaking out. Xiaonan finds himself shoved off and on. That was a bit weird, but he is going to be back on that high ground. Finds himself a grab onto Sleepwalker. Sleepwalker low HP, slammed down, able to take him out and finish him up here. And now the kills are starting to come alive. KLA with only 1 player left and 11 kills in their pocket. The eye right now for me is on OUG on this low ground. They've got so much gear to work with, and they are absolutely dominating WGBG. PP knocked into the zone, and that's going to be a kill secured by SS there for his team. OUG and the rest of the team are actually just waiting out the monks on the high ground. They're just letting them scrap it out, letting them thin the herd, so to speak. So when they come in with their big wombo combo, they can look to lock down the lobby and just take as many names as they possibly can. DRG
UG is doing the same.
Doing a similar thing, holding on to that low ground just outside on the edge, waiting for a prime opportunity to jump in, as Xiaonan here on the high ground goes for the transformation. Is going to be looking for TE, launches up, slams into them, and reasserts himself as king of the castle, forcing them off and down. He's now going to be looking for some different players, unable to make any grabs connect though here from the side of Xiaonan, as his team try and uproot other people for him. 330 gets grabbed up here by Xiaonan. They got loads of work done onto 330. Can't find the slam though. He's able to wiggle his way out, and now Wujin98 comes in and locks the whole lobby in place. One Feng gets the frame perfect transform into the double grab, into the double slam, and on the low ground it's just action breaking out. OUG have lost their lives. I don't know what happened because the fight's happening on multiple floors, on multiple fronts, and DRG, their name's coming up big, but OUG actually able to find themselves a couple of kills on the way out just before finishing this one up as KLA get eliminated. One Feng finding the slam, Corky able to put the pieces in. TXJ goes for a transformation though, and once again DRG